So thank you so much for joining us today. We are here with the second video in the Leadership Dialogue series that we started a few weeks back. Our intent through these videos is to give a little bit of a glimpse on what is happening within the GCC industry today and how should we look forward to the future in terms of how this industry is going to shape up. And today with me, I have Sumit Mitra. Sumit is the CEO of Tesco Business Solutions and also sits on the board of the Tesco joint venture in India. Sumit has spent many, many years in the shared services world and is currently doing some fascinating stuff with Tesco as it shapes up for the future.
Thank you, Arindam. Pleasure and honor to be here.
So let me get started with a little bit about the GCC ecosystem. As you know, Sumit, we've written a lot as EY about how the GCC industry is evolving. A lot of other organizations have written about it. You must have read a lot of comments in this regard. So I wanted to sort of pick your brain and understand a little bit from your perspective. Where do you see this industry heading in the next 4 to 5 years, especially when it relates to transformation, process re-engineering, the setup of COEs, etc. So Sumit, what are your thoughts for the next 3 to 4 years? Where do you see the GCC industry heading?
I think from my perspective, it's the best time to be in the shared services, GBS, GCC industry. And I think the opportunity is incredible, especially in India. India still caters for almost 50% of the worldwide GCCs. And also with and this is mainly for two reasons. You know, the labor arbitrage concept has completely disappeared. It's all about talent and sourcing the right talent at the right price at the right time. And in India, what it does is with the graduate coming through, with the technology talent that is available, whether it's AI, ML, whether it's robotics, and also process excellence, you know, that's a real niche capability that we see in India. But I think in terms of growth, if you look at, there is about 1,400, 1,500 GCCs at the moment in India. And I could foresee over the next 3 years, it's almost doubling itself, because I know there are a lot of companies, especially post-COVID, where CEOs are realizing that if you can work remotely 3 miles away, you can actually work 10,000 miles away. So we see that opportunity opening up from a GCC, GBS perspective. And I could see India almost doubling the number of centers that we have in India. And this is, like I said, for a number of reasons. One of them is obviously the scale, the sheer scale that India can give you, how quickly you can grow your capability centers, but also the talent that is available. And thirdly, and most importantly, is also we are seeing a lot of relaxation in terms of the laws and ease of doing business in India. We're seeing a lot of opportunity in there as well. A couple of things to watch out for the future is sometimes as a GCC, we think too India-centric. I think we need to think about as a global horizontal organization in terms of how you creating that sustainable competitive advantage for your organization, rather than thinking about headcount and the volume of growth just within India. We need to think globally for our businesses. And that's the critical mindset that we need to evolve into.
If I sort of summarize what I just heard, Sumit, from you, almost doubling the count of GCCs, think more broadly, think more global, don't just focus on headcount, don't make it too India-centric. There's a lot of influence on technology, etc., especially on emerging tech and its impact on GCCs. Now, Tesco, Sumit, has been on this journey for many, many years, right? And from what I have seen, I mean, they've done, you have done an amazing job in terms of all of these areas, right? Would you like to give us a little bit of an inside view on how Tesco has evolved and where this journey is headed for Tesco?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about from a Tesco perspective, Tesco has been one of the pioneers and really early adopters of building a shared service or a GCC in India. We started almost way back in 2003-04, where we, really look forward to the future, and we invested on a 15-acre campus in Bangalore. And it started by usual suspects of, account payables and payroll and all that moving in. Um, and the labor arbitrage was the main option. But then over a period of time, we matured. I joined Tesco around 2017 end, and one of the commitments was around how do we really create a world-class business services model that's just not focused on supporting UK from India, but also being global, supporting our Eastern European business, supporting our Republic of Ireland business, but also supporting our subsidiaries like Booker, the bank, the mobile business. So, and that required a little bit of structure in our thought process in terms of how we do. And one of the first thing we rebranded ourselves as a horizontal to the business rather than a center in Bangalore. And the key ethos was that, you give us the work and then we decide which is the right location strategy, right talent strategy, and how we actually execute that work.
Right.
So today, as we stand, we have around 4,500 colleagues in Tesco Business Services. In Bangalore is also a home for Tesco Business Services and Technology. So we have 4,500 people in Bangalore alone. But from a TBS organization globally, we have about 4,300. But it's not about the headcount. It's about the skills that we bring in to Tesco. If you imagine any Tesco stores anywhere in the world, their architectural design, their whether it's refurbishment or a brand new site is delivered out of here. Whether it's the complete end-to-end supplier life cycle, whether it's inducting a supplier, doing a due diligence on a supplier, commercial and contract management and delivering supplier insight, whether it's managing 5.8 million of customer contact globally, whether it's managing maintenance of our store assets, monitoring our fridges, our tills, whether it's 5.8 billion of Tesco's payroll or managing 44 billion of retail income, managing 100% of all promotions, space range and displays, and also 75% of entire end-to-end finance of Tesco is all managed through Tesco Business Services. So we become a service organization and a solutions providing organization to Tesco. And when you wrap this all around with your transformation engine, where you're looking at new technology, whether it's AI for operations, whether it's a intelligent workflow tool, whether it's about looking at the whole end-to-end process, but driving automation and continuous improvement culture. But within this, what we also have is a very strong data science and analytics team, which is looking at problems within the business and helping business to make decisions better. And one of the prime example of that is something we call should cost model, where we are looking at our cost to serve with our suppliers and how we are providing intelligence to our buyer to help negotiate better deal for our customers. So data science plays a real big part in this.
Got it. And that's doesn't also take away from the fact that if I've seen of late, I've seen Tesco in Bangalore also conduct many other initiatives. Like I've seen stuff around employees. I mean, there's a lot of focus that you have on your employees. We see a lot of inclusion-related activities that we've seen recently. In fact, today I saw the LEED certification in terms of from a sustainability perspective. So, it's quite fascinating that you're looking at it from a very holistic approach than just a very transactional shared services model. And I guess, Sumit, it is the right time to congratulate you and the rest of the team for being awarded the best GBS in the world. What sets you apart from the other shared service centers and there were many that competed with you for the award? What, according to you, sets Tesco apart?
I think you put it very eloquently. It's the holistic approach of how we look at things. It starts from the ethos that everybody is welcome at Tesco, and our colleagues are our success is through our colleagues, and our job is to create an environment where our colleagues can thrive and be the best that they can be. And for me, we start from that position, but also we have a very clear vision and a strategy, because everything that you execute or drive or plan, it needs a clear strategy of what do you want to be in 3 years' time. And over the last 5.5 years, we are into a third strategy. First a 2-year one, and then a 3-year, and now we've just launched the next 3-year strategy. The strategy and a clear vision gives a direction for our colleagues, what they want to achieve in 3 years' time. And then we put all the machineries on the go to make sure we execute step by step. And in Tesco, there's a saying, every little helps. So clear strategy and vision is a big differentiator for us. Number two, going back to the colleague thing, is if you look at our experience that we have created within Tesco Business Solutions, is 14% of our colleagues have worked here for more than 12 years. There are 23% of our colleagues who work more than 5 years. That's almost 40% of your colleagues have worked over 5 years. What it does, it gives us a lot of continuity, and not just the content, but the context of the business, which is really important. And our connection back into the mothership and our connection to understand the business context is really important. And that sets us really apart. And the third one is we have this obsession about a continuous improvement culture, which connects to the purpose of our business, which is serving our customers, communities, and planet a little better every day.
Got it. No, thank you so much for that, Sumit. And maybe sort of sum it up, the last point is really around our collaboration, our partnership. How do you see partners like EY working with you on your journey, right? What is it that you expect from us? What should we strive to do to make both Tesco and EY successful in the future?
The way the world is at the moment, we can't survive on our own. We need collaboration. We need to collaborate with companies, partners, to make sure that we are successful. And for that, I see, Arindam, your team has been very supportive with us over the last few years in terms of whether it's augmenting on our resourcing on audit, whether it's augmenting on contract and commercial management auditing work that we're doing at the moment, whether it's helping us to drive RPA capability across our business and identifying opportunities, and other tax stuff that you help us with. Understanding your strengths that you have versus where the gaps are within our business, and what doesn't make sense for us to build that capability internally so that we can augment and get support from a partner like yourself. But I want the partners to be mobile, to be agile, to help us to execute our plans faster, quicker, and in a commercially viable way.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Sumit. So really interesting conversation. I think you gave us some very interesting perspectives on how you see the GCC ecosystem evolving. I think Tesco's had a fascinating journey. There's a lot to look forward to. Clearly, based on what I have seen, I mean, there's just a lot happening within Tesco, and the award certainly helps in sort of cementing your position in the shared services world. Thank you so much, Sumit, for joining us today. Really appreciate the insights, and thank you to everyone that's watching this video. We'll see you soon with the next one. Thank you so much, and good luck to you. See you soon.
Thank you, Arindam. Pleasure and honor to be here.